screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Today's topic is introduction to IDEs. So again, the okay. What is an IDE? Actually, IDE is a integrated development environmental, uh, and it's a software application that provides comprehensive facilities to computer programmers for software development. Mostly, the software employees are using these IDs for software development while they are doing coding and everything in this platform only. It is typically includes a code editor and building automation tools and debugger. And in this platform, we can do code editing and debuggers, debugging and building automation tools also. In code editor for writing and editing code with features like syntax, highlighting, and auto completions and code formatting. And building automation tools means compiling or interpreting code. And while you are writing code right, after that you can that code will compile and interpreting also in these IDs. And debugging, after you write the code, you can fix the errors in that code. That's it.
Okay. Can you give any examples for an IDE?
Yes, like VS Code and PyCharm. Uh, like these are IDs, sir, actually.
One thing I didn't understand, what is the debugger meaning? Is it a tool or?
Mm, no, sir. In IDs, there is an option after writing the code. If you are getting the errors right, you can debugging the errors.
Okay.
Is it
Yes,
okay?
Naneshwar. Yes, Naneshwar, now it's your turn. Topic is this: why use an ID?
Sir, before that, I have a small doubt. Could I
Yes,
ask it now?
yes, yes, yeah.
Sir, normally bugs would be found by testers, no, sir.
Yeah,
And the testers would be resend it to the developers. The developers would be debugging it. Correct
yes,
only, no, sir?
yes.
Sir, but in the IDE, debugging is being written, no, sir. Does that IDE can find the
Yeah, sure,
errors?
sure. Yeah.
IDEs can find the bugs, sir, also.
Yeah, who is that? Yeah, yeah, Naneshwar. Sorry
Yes,
for
sir, I
the
can hear you, sir.
delay.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, testers will give the bugs for you. If you're a developer, testers will test and they will share the bugs. That doesn't mean, for example, you are creating an application. In the application development phase, you will see some bugs, right?
Yes, sir.
Development won't be completed without any errors. There will be a lot of errors. You will be solving it one by one. They are also treated as a bugs, but inside your development team, because those are known issues. You will be working on those known issues. Once everything is fixed, then you will get to know, like, okay, once everything is completed, I mean, once all the issues are done, then you will submit for tester. That guy will do the development. that guy will do the testing and he will share the bugs again. Okay, that is the process.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Testers will do the testing and they will raise a bug in Jira and that will be assigned to someone. For example, it's assigned to Janeshwar. He will be working on that bug and he will be posting what are the details happening, like what is the issue and what are the things they need to do, those kind of things. Once everything is done right, they will be removing that bug. I mean, they will close that particular bug. Yeah, okay. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, great. So the topic is like why use an IDE?
Uh, So you asked me to explain this now, sir.
Yeah,
Shall I, sir?
yeah, you can start.
Why do we use IDEs? We use IDEs to increase the productivity, improving code quality, easy debugging, increasing productivity. Features like auto compilation, error highlighting, and refactoring the same time. And also we can streamline workflow. All necessary tools are integrated into one environment, which makes easy to develop and understand, improve code quality. Features like statistics analysis helps catch errors earlier. Easier debugging. Integrating debuggers makes finding issues more effective. IDs versus text editors. Text editors are simple tools for writing text, while IDEs are for rich environments, specially specials for coding.
Okay, you just read it everything. Okay, good. So today's example, right? Just like for example, when while giving presentation, reading everything on the page. Okay, that's not the case. At least you should explain few things here and there. Okay, I know you guys never prepared for this. Okay, this is like an exercise where you will get to know like, okay, this is what I have to do. For example, previously while who Lohit is explaining, right, I am asking couple of questions. I don't sorry, I know the answers, but I just asking questions so he will get practiced on that. In the same way, why use an IDE? Sometimes reading English is also very tough. Okay, as you see, right? For example, when you're reading, we will be having multiple issues. Like sometimes we will spell save time at same time. Okay, those kind of things will happen. Okay, that's why coming to that presentation, we should read at least once. Okay, sometimes I will also make this mistake. I will just jump into the call and I will try to explain at the time. Also, there will be multiple issues. So why use an IDE? Increase productivity. See, auto completion is nothing but, see, for example, if you are using Eclipse or any IDE, right, you are creating a multiple methods. For example, in Java world, saying like getter and setter methods will be part of Java code. You can just implement just with a click, right click. For any method, you can just right click and if you give that getter and setter methods, that will auto implemented everything for you. In the same way, auto completion will work when somebody like public static control space, it will give complete method and arguments and a couple of comments for that particular method as well. So those kind of things comes under auto completion. Again, error handling. If you give try underscore, right, it will automatically create try and catch blocks. I'm just saying about Java. In the same way, refactoring save time. Refactoring is nothing but, for example, there is a variable inside our application, inside our code. You for some reasons you want to change that variable name. In IDE, you can just right click and go for refactor. That will change the variable name across all the platforms. Sorry, not all the platforms, across all the code bases. That will be auto updated. So those kind of things will increase our productivity and decrease our time. And also, instead of IDE, you can say AI. Just imagine you are writing an application to connect to a web service and get the result. If you give the same details to AI, right, that automatically creates that and share it with you. Okay, and streamlined workflow. For example, in IDE, you can integrate your repositories and you can integrate like GitHub, SVN repositories, anything. And also you can integrate a couple of other tools or apps or any plugins. For example, you are connecting with GitHub, right? There you need a plugin called GitHub plugin. So using that plugin only, you can connect it to that GitHub. You can install those plugins as well. And improve codes quality. See, I just said codes quality, improve code quality, features like linking. See, now I'm using AI. And printing. In a limited trial, okay. Guys, understood anything? Linting is a tool that analyzes source code to flag programming errors, bugs, stylistic errors, so on. So here features like linting, for example, if you are creating a JSON, new file, okay, this is here nothing but I'm selecting a language. See, I'm using ID here, so I'm able to create everything. So here linting is nothing but if I remove this code, right, that will throw error. See, the title element represent document or name. Others should use titles that identify the documents, even though when they are unused, out of context, doesn't have standard. I'm not sure why it's not creating error here. It should create an error. This is strange. Let me create one more file here. I'm creating one more file. Select language Java or Python, whatever, and fill with the template. JavaScript. Let me go with JavaScript then. See, using ID, I am able to create this. For example, I'm writing something. Now I got some error. This is happening due to that linting. One of the problem, unexpected keyword or identifier. These kind of errors will becomes using this linting thing. Okay. And also easy debugging. Integrate debuggers make finding issues more efficient. We can have, for example, if you want to install any of the plugins, right? For every IDE, there is a process. There's something called extensions here. This one, I guess. Yeah. I'm just making it. See, you can connect to Docker. Just install Docker. It will be easy for you to write Docker images and all. Maybe if you are connecting to Kubernetes, that is also good. And remote SSH, if you want to connect to any of the remote SSH, currently we are using Putty for those kind of things. Okay, we have Putty. Instead of Putty, we can use this remote SSH as well. What else I said? GitHub. Want to install any GitHub pull request, that is another extension. And we have GitHub Copilot that will help with your coding and all. And maybe we have SVN. This is another tool where you can connect to different repositories, SVN repositories. So those kind of things will be there. So we have multiple IDEs, right? As previously Lohit said, we have Visual Studio Code, we have Android Studio, we have Eclipse, and we have NetBeans, and there are so many PyCharm. All the IDEs do the same. Okay, that's why we created IDE, right? Just imagine there is 1,000 lines of code. Okay, just imagine I'm creating an application. Okay, just imagine like you're writing a HTML landing page. I'm just giving this particular prompt. So now what AI is doing, it is running everything from scratch. So it's creating complete home page, hero section, about section, services, testimonials, contact from footer. Okay, still it's going on, going on. See how it's have contact section here. It is having footer here. I just need to copy this and I can create a new file. Okay, this is my index.html. I'm just pasting it. Okay, now uh, open in the file path. Just open your browser and paste it there. See, I have complete home page. I have tabs here about services, testimonials, contact form. Now I have this validation as well. My name, Just click on this one. Please enter include at the rate. I don't have at the rate here. Please fill out this. Okay. How much time it will take if you need to create all the CSS, all this HTML file and everything? Can you guess it? Nishwar and Lohit. How much time it will create for you to create this particular website?
Sir, for an fresher, maybe 10 days to 15 days. If an experienced one, 5 days or 2 days, sir.
Yeah, okay. Basically, it's more than one day for sure. Because if I need to create this particular web page, right, I need to go with multiple things. As Daneshwar, you asked one question, right? For example, while creating this website, I given somewhere like this, some issue. There is no issue facing here. See, this is the use of IDE. I can directly select specific colors. Basically, what we have to do, right? We have to go to Google and search for extra code for each and every color, and then copy those colors to your code. Now you can directly select that color from here. Okay, I'm just trying to create an HTML issue here. Maybe I will say, okay, hero section. We have, where is that navigation bar here? Somewhere we'll have navigation. Okay, I guess this is the one. Services section. Without navigation, how we created this? So this is another issue. When you don't know how to code and everything here using AI without doing any analysis, then it's tough to identify if there is any issue. Now what I will do, right? I will go with this one. I'll search for this. Here we have this one, right? For example, if I remove this cache, will this work? So now I change that color. That's why it's like this. Now, Danishwar, if there are a couple of issues now. If you click here, it's not opening. So now who will fix this issue? You will fix this issue or you will send this application to QA testing team?
Sir, the developer would be fixing, sir.
Yeah, because he already know, right, there is an issue. Then what is the use of sending it to testing team and then getting an issue back from them? So you will be fixing that issue. Normally what I will do, right? Just I will, if I done any changes, right, I will just click on Control Z. So all those issues are back to normal, and then again we'll start from scratch updating that particular application. Okay, that's how it will go. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and the next point in ID is, so that's the same thing for Visual Studio, Eclipse, Postman. We'll discuss about Postman and SOAP later, but rest of the things are same. This is the same thing we will do. Any syntax errors, for example, we are creating new div section here. So instead of doing everything, I will just copy this section, something like that, and container contact us would be like edit this. Okay, and the rest of things are same. I'm saving it and rerunning it again. Now I am having edit this app, but edit this app is not part of navigation bar. So what I need to do again, go back to now I have a question, right? How I will update navigation bar? Here I need to specify one ID, but ID is not part of our section here. So I'm providing ID here. ID is nothing but it is that is my ID. I'm saving it and rerunning it again. Okay, now I have this one. So why we are doing it this much fast? One is AI and another thing is IDE because IDE is very useful for us. So we can create and edit easily. Okay, logic errors, runtime errors. What's the difference? Syntax errors we already know, like if there is any mistakes with your syntax or the number of arguments, ID will say, okay, there is an issue with your syntax. Logic errors. Logic errors in the sense, like the code runs actually perfectly fine. There are no issues will be opened by your IDE and not open. Issues are shown by your IDE, but the actual functionality not working as expected. That we call it as logic errors. And then we have runtime errors, errors that occur when program is running. Like for example, when you're running Apache server, maybe there is just some logs are happening because of some debugging is enabled or maybe the service is down. So those kind of things we cannot control that one as well. Those we call it as runtime errors. You know about these things? Step over, step into, step out. No? Do you guys know about this? Step over, step into, step out.
No, sir.
You ever done debugging in Python code in PyCharm IDE or any other IDE?
No, sir. I didn't do any brief.
Did you run any application at least?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Maybe this is not right for this is my Copilot. Okay. Basically, if you ask this question, right, Copilot will work in the background and it will do the heavy job for you. So instead of that, I'm asking my chat GPT to do the same. Now I don't know how to save this file. This is the one it's given. Add two numbers Java. And this is how you will compile it and this is how you will run it. But for now, I need right text. Now I'm having a variable sum. How many times I used sum here? One, two, maybe font size. Anyway, font size is there. How we can zoom? My point is, for example, if you want to change sum, right? Just click on refactor sum to summer. Refactors. No refactoring is available. Maybe refactoring available here. Normally, what will happen, right? When you do the refactor here, num1 to num1 2. So wherever num1 is there, right, it will be updated to num2. That is nothing but refactor. But somehow this C is not working here. Okay, that is another use of IDE. You can directly refactor. There is some issue with this particular program. Not sure. Is it here? It's working. No refactoring is available. Okay, basically you can do the refactors. Okay. Now our discussion is like step over, step into, step out. For example, this is the method you created in any of the programming language. Okay. So this is what will happen. So basically we will have multiple lines here. Basically you are having multiple lines like this. So whenever you debug starts, right, it will go one by one, line by line. Okay. So here we have three options here. As you see, right? Execute the current line and move to the next. That is like step over. When you click on step over, right, it will execute this line and then it will execute this line and it will execute this line. But by any chance, if there is a function call, okay, this is nothing but a function. And we have lines here and here. So normally what we'll do, we'll go to step over and it will execute this particular line. Step over, it will execute this line. And then when coming to here, right, you need to click on step into. Okay. Step into means inside application, if there are any functions, right, those functions, each and every line will be executed. Once you click on step out, it will comes out of that function and again it will go by line. So this is the difference between step over, step into, step out. Maybe I should install Eclipse IDE so that Eclipse PyCharm already there. Sorry guys, I don't have any IDs available. Start also. Okay, maybe I will read it by tomorrow. Okay. So, do you know about print statements? What is the use of print statements or logging statements? What is the use of print and logging statements? Hello.
Yes, sir. Print statement is for output.
Okay, when we will use, right? For example, you are doing one task and you want to print it somewhere saying like this task is completed. Okay, sending email is completed and waiting for response. Those kind of things we will be logging it as print system or print ln or print or print echo. There will be multiple programming language uses differently. Maybe some people will use log4j. You can read it on Google log4j what it will do. So those kind of print statements will be useful. Print in Python and console.log in JavaScript, system out println in Java. So we have multiple print statements and multiple differences for each and every programming or scripting languages. So error messages, how to read and understand error messages provided by the compiler or runtime. Now IDs are very advanced. They will fix some of the errors automatically. Just need to click on that error. It will show the tip for you. And there are some IDs, they will give complete idea about what is that error all about and how you can fix. Maybe sometimes they will share a link to different online forms as well. Okay, so those kind of error messages, this will comes only when you do debugging on multiple things and you will get to know, okay, how what is this error all about. You can write it down somewhere, or else you can bookmark the link which you have in Stack Overflow or something, or else you can save it somewhere, or just remember the things. So after doing multiple things, right, okay, you will get to know, okay, this is the error all about the, okay, if I have anywhere I am doing any subtraction here or multiplication using zero or something, maybe at the time you'll get that error. Those kind of impression you will get to have after a few days. And then connecting IDs and debugging to the workflow. How developers use IDE to write code. Okay, this is the same process they will follow, just like what we done here, but they will integrate with GitHub and they will pull the messages from GitHub and they will be using that. And how debugging is used to fix the bugs reported in Jira tickets. So for example, there's somebody created a ticket on your name saying like, this is the issue with your front end. When I'm clicking on the navigation bar, it is not going to specific section. If that is the bug created for you, okay, then what you will do, right, you will get the code from code base and you will test it out and you will see the bug is still is there, and because it's already there because it's coming from QA. So when you see that bug, right, you have to fix that bug again. You have to update that branches in GitHub and then you have to update the Jira ticket. Okay, that's the process you will do. That changes from each and every project. Some people just remove the some people just resolve that bug in Jira, just like giving comments saying like this bug has been resolved and it has been taken care. You can test your application because our new version is already deployed. We'll say so that they will test it that again. So as I said before, right, we can use extensions to connect to GitHub. So your exercise, right? Previously you are having just install this GitHub pull request, okay, and then try to connect GitHub from your Visual Studio Code. Okay, that is your exercise. Okay, connecting your IDE with GitHub. That will be straightforward and it will be easy for you. Okay, just try to complete that. If you have any questions, we'll do that connectivity in tomorrow's session. Okay. This to pre-release version, remote explorer. This is my GitHub. It is not installed in otherwise not available. Install Git or fix your Git installation and reload. This is GitHub pull request. Now I have to install Git. Somewhere we have a Git. If you don't have Git here, you can go to Google. There will be a website. This is why I don't use Bing. Yeah, this one. You can go to this website and you can try to install this. If you have Git installed, you can use this one, or Git clients, you can go with this. What is this called as? Git SEO. Okay. The problem is we are having too many Git plugins here. Install Git for the first time. Okay, users are like this. Okay, let me download it for Windows. I'm sure for IDs it should be here. Okay, let me install it here. You try the same way once I'm done. I kept my system clean so that whenever it needed, right, it will be like just how you will install your applications when nothing available. I will also do the same. Okay. I'm just searching for one Java application in Git. I'm trying to open one, and this is my GitHub, and I'm trying to clone this Git repository. Git command not found. Where we have opened that GitHub, this one. This is change. Actually, git clone will work. That repository name. You have to copy complete URL here. See, now it's cloning from GitHub repository to your local machine. Number of objects like 41,000, so 4 lakh objects are downloading from GitHub repository to your local machine. Okay, now maybe just to should have some extensions. Install, install. Extension package. In that particular extension. Eclipse U2 is really using not sure. Initialize a repository. Okay, we already have this one. Informative. There are two unsigned files, save all and commit changes. Sure, you configure your user.name and user.email in Git. Open Git. So it's trying to connect to GitHub, but there is some issue. How I need to update this one? So you got it right. This is how we will debug. Okay. Each and every point we have to look into these errors and we'll get to know what is happening there. And basically here we have complete GitHub functionality already included in where as part of Visual Studio. So there are some issues as well. Changes. I'm just doing commit here. Where we need to update git config global user.email. Now it will see git as getting started for the first time. So there is somewhere we have path. This one. Have to go to go into that path. Underscore config. I thought in VS Code Git is easy, that's why I kept as VS Code, but not sure when I need to update. Now I need to get this particular path. This- Okay, we are having these files here. Program files git etc git config. Program files git etc. Program files git etc. Here we are having git. Okay, we can do this one. Git config username. Username my email ID. Okay, so basically you understood, right, what we are doing? Commit editing, right? Or these are the new files adding it to our repository and we are just committing changes. This is for today. I mean, what we are doing currently, right? Maybe you can repeat the same thing and try to connect to GitHub. Okay. Maybe tomorrow we'll try with Visual Studio again from scratch and we'll see how we can commit the changes to GitHub.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's it for today. Actually, to